The plastic on my project overlander right down here and up here is looking pretty old, so I'm going to try to fix it with this. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda out here with my '06 Jeep Commander Limited. This is my project that I'm trying to convert into an overlander so I can do a little camping, see America, come see you. I might park in your driveway. Hopefully that's not a problem. As you can tell, I'm not a picky eater, so anything for dinner is fine with me. But one of the things that I don't want to do is show up at your place with this faded, gray, almost white plastic. It's really evident up here on the cowl and then right down here on the rocker panels. Let me show you. So I had this car washed a few weeks ago. Haven't done anything to it. You can see how it's spotted here. A leopard can't lose its spots. So I'm not sure what that is, grease or oil or something. I actually cleaned it with some plastic cleaner and they still show up. So somehow that is in the plastic. So I'm kind of curious what happens when I treat this or put something on top of it. Are these little spots here going to even be darker, even more pronounced? I don't know. We're going to find out. And then up here on the cowl, you can see here, this is where it pulls in the air outside. That is not a reflection. That is a light gray. Black hood there. I mean, it looks frosted, like it has been dusted with powdered sugar, and I would lick it and it would leave a dark mark there. But what I picked up is this. This is by Cerakote, and it is the Ceramic Trim Coat Restoration Kit. Now, I've used Cerakote on firearms and high abuse machinery and things like that, and it's been awesome. So the fact that Cerakote as a brand is putting out a ceramic coating that says, hey, we're supposed to make your plastic work, you know, they already carry a lot of credibility with me. So hopefully this will work very well and last a long time. I hope it is really easy to apply. Obviously, Cerakote, you want to wear your PPE, so I'm going to wear gloves. I think it's ceramic, so just like you were applying a ceramic coating to something, you want to make sure that you don't get that on your skin if you don't have to, because that stuff lasts a long time. All right, so I'm going to follow the instructions on this, and then we will see if this actually turns gray plastic to black plastic, and then we'll actually see how long it lasts, too. All right, the first thing is, I actually thought this was going to be pretty complex. You actually just wash and dry your car, which I've already done, and then you get these wipes here, 10 wipes, and you just kind of wipe it on with overlapping passes. So I thought we would start down here on the rockers and then come up here and see how it goes. All right, so I got my first wipe out here, a little bit smaller than like a handy wipe. They've got a pungent odor. You probably want to do this somewhere where you're going to get good ventilation, but just going to wipe it on. I mean, you know, this plastic, when it gets wet, looks dark. So I'm not surprised that it looks dark right away. But so far, so good. What I realized I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to open the door, too, to get the top of these door sills. But, all right, I mean, so far the look looks great. Just looks wet, which is how I'll be if this actually works, because honestly, just wiping it on with pre-moistened wipes, it's just about the easiest way you could do this, which is pretty awesome. I will say the wipe kind of goes a little fast. I'm actually already rolling it to get kind of the ceramic moisture, whatever the mixture is in different areas, onto the plastic. So this is a big piece of plastic here, but this is probably going to be perfect for just about one of these ceramic wipes. Nothing like throwing it on the floor. I'll do the top of it in here. All right, definitely has a smell like an ammonia smell, so I would probably make sure you have good ventilation when you are applying this. All right, so I think up here on the cowl is where everyone's going to be curious if this works too. So I'm opening up another one of these. This is obviously where we've got that light gray plastic and kind of big acreages. So I'm going to try to wipe it on quickly to make the most of each of these wipes. You have to really get your fingers down at this. Sometimes these like are a spray, and that actually might be a little nicer to get down to some of these nooks and crannies that aren't super easy to reach with my fingers, but there's probably something about the chemicals that they don't want you just spraying everywhere. So you just have to deal with it, but goes on pretty nicely. Okay. I don't know if it's doing any conditioning, like the AT205, is that what they call it? Kind of that polymer reconditioning will do some stuff with plastic and metal, or if this is just more of like a covering, like a protective seal like ceramic coat. But either way, looks like it's doing something. All right, I'm gonna have to switch sides here because I'm pretty short. Like in between these little vents, it's hard to get down into the plastic down between the little slots there. So that's probably gonna get missed. Head over to the other side. All right, so that's what I did on the cowl. Did the rocker panel. I'm going to do the rest of the plastic here, and then we'll be driving it around and see how long it lasts. And hopefully this is something of a kind of a permanent or longer term solution than just some of that conditioner that you wipe on and then after the first rain or dewy morning, it's gone. So I'm hoping for good luck with it. Let's check it out later. I also want to mention that the Jeep has been parked outside for this period of time. And in fact, we had a pretty good snow. So I brought it inside to melt off some of the snow so we could eventually take a look at how that Cerakote plastic treatment is working. All right, so it's been about 2 weeks since I put on that Cerakote ceramic coating onto the plastic. I put it on all the plastic. I put that shit on everything. And so I wanted to show you what we have here because 2 weeks later, we didn't get a huge variety of weather, but we did get weather. As you can see here, we have snow on the ground. It's snowed a couple times. There has been salt put on the ground. It has been kind of a typical mildish winter, so no rain. We did get a little mist, but didn't really stick. Kind of turns into snow or ice pretty quickly. But I thought, let's take a close look at the parts of the truck you are probably interested in. Oh yeah, and I did call it a truck. I'll also say it's shockingly clean for the weather and the salt that they put down on the plowing and all that stuff. So I'm pretty impressed with this. I have been driving it around. In fact, you might be able to see in there, I have firewood in there. I used it to pick up half face cord of firewood. So she's been used and abused just like my entire life. All right, let's start with the plastic that is probably the most interesting to people, and that is the cowl plastic up here, which no matter how nice of a car you have, this plastic always starts to get gray, smoky, white. Even on my Buick Encore here, which is only 4 or 5 years old, the plastic up on the cowl looks atrocious. And after a couple weeks here, again, you can see a little bit of that streaking where obviously I have done the wiping, especially right there. There just must be some places where it's thicker on the overlap, but man, I mean, in general, that looks amazing. I'm super impressed by that. So instead of plastic that looks like it is about to just crumble if you tap on it or under sunlight, obviously in between there, these little vents, this fake vent right here, real vents on that side, you can see where it starts there, but the fake vents that are filled in here, and it's hard to get to that wipe in between there. Those in between spaces are still gray. There's obviously some water from the snow and rain, but that is pretty impressive. I am really impressed with what that gray milky plastic looks like up there. All right, let's check it out on the rest of the car. One of the things that I wanted to show you is right down here. This was the one that looked kind of smoky gray and had those splotches. I don't know if it was oil or just stains or something like that, but it's definitely darker. It's, a little bit of a grayish plastic, but I don't see those little splotches. Maybe these are it right there. So you can see just a little bit of discoloration, but it's really hidden those. It's kind of darkened up everything, and it looks pretty good. I mean, it looks like pretty good new plastic. Up here on these mirrors, I didn't really show you this because these were actually in pretty good shape. You can actually see where I kind of screwed it up there. Looks like I left a little too much or didn't smooth it out or something like that, but man, this plastic looks damn near brand new. Now, probably one of the places I was most disappointed with is this plastic up here. You can actually see those swipe marks that I left. In fact, it looks a little naked here. Looks very rich and lustrous right there, and then not there. So I don't know if the coating was kind of running out in the wipe at that point. But back here, these actually look pretty good, kind of the same plastic, so I don't know why those look better. Maybe I did a little bit better job on those. This plastic right here and right here I did, and that looks amazeballs. I actually did this. You can see a little bit of those marks and like where it does not have any coating right down there in the corner for whatever reason. I actually wiped it along that wiper arm right there too. That looks pretty good. So I'm pretty impressed with this overall. Here's the other side, and kind of the same thing. I've got water marks and salt marks from road splash on there, but just in general, you know, kind of that really white, smoky, discolored plastic is gone, which is nice. This mirror, I did the same thing. Not sure what that is, but a little discolored there, but kind of has that shiny new plastic look to it. So I almost feel like, I wonder if I could put it on other stuff here, like this bull bar, clean this up. Looks like I've got a little road debris up here, but you know, will it work on other stuff? I feel like a ceramic coating on anything could work, but man, I'm pretty impressed with that. So if you want to take your gray, smoky, whitish, milkish looking plastic and turn it darker, it definitely does work. I may have to do another coating at some point, but so far I'm really impressed with this. If you want to pick it up for yourself, I'll put a link to it in the description below. Peter Von Panda out.